All right, today I'm here with Jon Wilson. And what branch of the military did you serve in, sir?
I was in the Navy.
Navy guy. All right, what years?
2009 through 2015.
Oh, wow. So you kind of made a career of it. Halfway career.
It was a 6-year contract.
Okay, gotcha. That's good. Those aren't the easy ones,
No.
for sure. Did you spend any time overseas?
At sea.
Not all over the place at
Yeah.
sea. What'd you do while you were in the Navy?
I was a fast attack submarine nuclear machinist mate.
Oh, wow.
So
Say that 3 times fast.
it's a mouthful. I was on the USS Seawolf,
Okay.
SSN 21. So part of that, I didn't get to the boat till 2011. First 2 years I spent in schooling,
Okay.
A school, power school, and then prototype.
Uh-huh.
When I got to the boat, she was already. She was originally home ported out of Groton, Connecticut, but she'd already done a home port change back in 2007, I believe, over to Bremerton, Washington.
Okay.
So
you're on the East Coast pretty much the whole time?
No, my first 2 years of schooling was down in Charleston, South Carolina. Bremerton, Washington is
West Coast. I'm thinking, you said Washington, I think of D.C., man. It's
fine.
Wednesday. Pardon my French. So you're on West Coast, which actually be a better deal if you ask me.
At first, I didn't really like Washington State, but after being there, honestly, it kind of grew on me.
Yeah.
It's actually a really pretty state. To the east of the Cascades is actually a desert, believe it or not. And then just to the west of the Cascades, where Seattle, Bremerton, all that is, it's obviously very rainy.
Yeah.
Like the Twilight books
Yeah.
portrayed it. But even a little bit further up north of Seattle, there's actually a rainforest up there, believe it or not. So it's
You kind of have everything in that state.
it's just so green.
Yeah, always. I bet. I never got I think my parents took me there when I was really little. I don't remember it. I've been dying to get back up there. I just haven't had the time. But it sounds incredible. It sounds gorgeous. So what does a person in that job do while they're on the boat?
Everything. First and foremost, sailor first. So need to be able to need to know damage control.
Yeah, handle all hands kind of situation.
But beyond that, just preventive maintenance and planning mostly. Primarily, you have 2 years of schooling to help you learn how nuclear power works based on S5W plant design. My boat was S6W. So there's some variations between the 2 generations, but then when the boat goes out to sea, basically all you do is clean.
Maintenance. Yeah.
There's some maintenance items you can do.
Yeah.
There's others you won't even consider doing, like a lot of seawater maintenance. Very touchy on, have to be absolutely required.
Well, it's drinking water, man. Yeah, for sure. So you'd have to be. Are you a big fan of nuclear energy?
I am.
Okay, I am too. I think it's a shame that, I get the solar and all that stuff, and that's cool, but at the end of the day, I think we need to focus a little bit more on nuclear than anything else, and it's unfortunate we had the accidents we did to kind of shape the world's viewpoint on it, but nuclear energy is actually incredibly safe, and there are tons of boats right now in the ocean that are being powered by nuclear energy.
Every American submarine is nuclear powered.
Yeah.
If you're ever on a submarine that's current, you're within 100 feet of a nuclear reactor anyway. There 3 Mile Island, Chernobyl are obviously the biggest concerns for that. But if after learning nuclear power and then just watch any movie about something nuclear, Black Hat, I think, is a movie, good example.
Or the Chernobyl series on HBO was unbelievable. Extremely depressing.
It really shows the lack of, I don't want to say lack of knowledge per se, but just the instead of people taking the time to learn about how nuclear power works, all the safeguards that are involved with that, just hands off. Oh, it could be a bomb. It could be a bomb.
Yeah,
which I'll be honest, I thought about that even before I even joined the Navy when I was still in depth.
You're basically driving around a bomb in the water. But again, it's not that way. And hell, a coal plant can be a bomb if you mess up the wrong things. It's the water, steam can blow up. I mean, anything can happen when you're talking about mass amounts of power. Wherever you get it from, there's going to be accidents. You know, obviously fallout's an issue, but that's why there are a series of checks and balances with those things. That if you do really watch or understand Chernobyl on how bad they screwed that up and how bad and lax their safety protocols were, and how things just got pushed through and didn't pay attention. I mean, you know why it happened the way it did. And obviously we learn from those mistakes, you know what I mean? But I would love to see us go in the direction of nuclear. Try not to turn this into a political conversation. But at the same time, like anytime my best friend served on a submarine too for 6 years. He did the 6 year initially. He's a pilot now, but like he same deal. And we had the same conversations, and I was like, man, I really think we should go more towards that, and I think in the long run it'd be a better situation. But I'm not the one who makes the rules, so unfortunate. What'd you do after you got out?
After I got out, I went to Missouri State University.
Okay.
My EAOS was thinking back years now. I had 4 days between my EAOS and the start of my first day of Missouri State University.
So you just slept in for 4 days and woke up, went to school.
and it's a 2.5 day drive from Bremerton, Washington, down to Springfield, Missouri.
Wow. Do you have family from here? Is that where you came down here? Or?
I'm actually from Farmington, Missouri.
Okay, cool.
Out on the eastern part of the state.
Yeah. I grew up in Cape, so I know exactly where
gotcha.
you're from. Yeah. I know where Farmington is.
I got married my wife. We went to high school together.
Okay.
We got married back in 2014. 2014. And then she was, by that time she went to MSU immediately after high school. She'd already graduated. She's a teacher here in Springfield. She already lived down here. So honestly, we assess, and it's harder for teachers to find jobs than someone fresh out of the Navy.
Yeah.
So I came down here.
She already had a foothold here too.
Yeah.
You made a good choice. It's cheap, good connections.
It is.
Great opportunities. It's not cheap for very much longer, but it still is right now, kind of.
Compared to everywhere else.
Compared to everywhere else, for sure. For sure. John, thank you so much for coming to lunch with me today, and thank you so much for your service. I really appreciate it, man.
No problem. Thank you for having me.